What's up, everybody? Talking about interest rates staying level. We had the Federal Reserve meeting last week, so I know I'm a few days late here. It was a nice weekend, weather's good, so didn't want to get into the finance this weekend, but looking at it again this week. And I was talking with some of you on social media. As you know, I was predicting that the Fed would keep the rates level. Obviously, most people thought we would get a cut or 25 basis points or even 50 basis points. But we got none of those. We got a level staying of the rates. Um, so I guess a few of you were asking, why did I think the Fed would not cut interest rates with the softening economy? What did I see that kind of clued me into that? And I think it's really looking back over at Greenspan and Bernanke and some of these guys that came before Jerome Powell. And the Fed's kind of learning as they go in some respects in terms of what to do and what not to do. And I think Jerome Powell is trying to be a little bit of a traditionalist in the sense that, an interest rate cut should truly only come when, you're in a really serious bear market or you've entered a recession or depression. So I think that's even more important now that we're in this sort of in this low interest rate environment. We really need to save every 25 basis points for a true emergency because we don't have a lot of leverage left in terms of tricks to pull out of the hat when a true recession hits. And I'm not saying that the economy isn't in trouble right now in the United States, because obviously there's this dichotomy of rich and poor, and if you're poor, it's really hard right now. But that being said, looking at the overall economy, it probably isn't a good time to cut rates right now. Even though it would be nice, it would keep stocks going up, it would keep bonds in check, and that sort of thing. But obviously, without being as dovish as we think the Fed's going to be, we've seen a real spike up in cryptocurrency and precious metals. Now, I obviously did this video a couple weeks ago about how I thought crypto was going to keep going up, and since then it's gone up, what, 30%? So was I really thinking about the Fed when I made that prediction that crypto was going to keep going up? Not exactly. I think fundamentally crypto is in a good position regardless of what the Fed does right now. But clearly this Fed announcement certainly helped crypto. There's no doubt about that. So we're sitting at about $11,000 per Bitcoin right now. If the Fed didn't make this announcement, I think we'd probably be around 9.5 or 10 per coin. So we still would have gone up. We just wouldn't have gone up as much. Is probably, I think, the way it would have panned out. But here we are. Fed's holding the rates, and it even made a comment during the press conference that we might not get any rate cuts in 2019. It might not be until 2020. So, that really shocks investors. And now even here we are. It's Monday the next week. So I guess what is it, June 23rd today, 24th. So. We haven't seen stocks really react to the news yet. We're seeing stocks kind of stay level today, but there was a big rally. There was a big rally, the day after this announcement, which was kind of strange. Not really tied into market fundamentals, because you would think if the Fed was being hawkish, that obviously stocks would go down because these investors and share buybacks are all sort of relying on these low interest rates. So that was a little bit strange. I wouldn't be surprised if the plunge protection team kind of stepped in just to level things out a little bit. I mean, we're obviously, this whole bull market since 2008 hasn't really relied on fundamentals. So, I don't think we should really be looking at stocks in and of themselves as what's really going on here. Really, I think a lot more of the news was in the 10-year Treasury and bonds across the board. Certainly some fear coming into the mix there. We'll see if it's sort of like a short-term reaction or if it's really going to be something more prolonged. But clearly, the clear signals were really in precious metals and crypto. And I've talked about Peter Schiff and a few others on this YouTube channel before, and Harry Dent, and these inflationary debates. I don't really see crypto and precious metals as being something that they're not competing with each other, and they're definitely taking different shares on market shares, but they do sort of serve slightly different purposes. So I think it's kind of like having McDonald's and Taco Bell across the street from each other in the sense that people just want different options for different types of things. So, for myself, I'm long precious metals and I'm long crypto. For now, I see both of them as being strong. I don't think they're necessarily competing. Of course, yeah, I think crypto is stealing a little bit of the thunder from precious metals, absolutely. But precious metals is still doing well with this hawkish announcement. So we'll see how it pans out. I just thought I would kind of chime in there because I know a few of you were wondering, what I thought about the announcement by Jerome Powell last week, and thought I would just kind of chime in. So enjoy the week and talk to y'all soon.